You got a helper, Grandmama?
I do. Good morning, y'all. This is Grandma Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and this is Kale. So he's with us today, and I'm going to make him something, Kale, that my daddy, your great great granddaddy, used to eat when I was growing up. You know what it is? It's homemade biscuit, fresh side, and he would cut his biscuit open and put mustard in it. That seems funny, doesn't it? But that is what we're doing. It is not gluten free. It is not low carb. It is. I mean, this is high test today. But I just wanted to. It's been a long, long, long time since I've made homemade biscuit. I I think I did it last summer or sometime. But we got some fresh side from a little meat market right up the road here called Peacock's. So if you're in this area, he has the best meat. It's called Peacock's Meat Market. I think that's what it is, or Peacock's Processing Center or something like that. So this is just self-rising flour, and I'm going to sift my flour. I always sift it. It's white lily flour, so uh, it's already real soft and powdery. So, but I always like to sift it anyway. Now I'm making them like Mama did, the old-fashioned way. I know a lot of people today roll them out uh, on a on their uh, on their table. I do not. I do everything with my hands. That's so soft. I love to feel flour. It's so soft. So I just take now. I'm using pure lard right here. I love to use lard in my biscuit, and lard is really good for you. So I just take my flour. I make a little hole in it like that. Oh, yeah, we shake it up first. Yeah, shake it
That's
up.
that's no additives added,
Mm-hmm.
pure lard,
Yep,
and it is very healthy.
pure lard. I also get it up at Peacock's. Kale had, I slept wrong on my hand last night, and it's so sore I can't hardly pick anything up with it. So Kale had to shake my buttermilk for me. Okay, I'm not going to measure this. That's probably enough right there, Kale. That's probably a cup or a cup and a quarter. I'm not going to make a whole, well, it probably will make a whole bunch of biscuit. Now, this, about that much lard. That's probably a quarter of a cup. I'm going to put a little bit more. But if you get too much shortening, lard, whatever you're using in yours, they'll be what Mama used to call short. They'll crumble, they'll fall apart. So, and we
Doesn't
don't,
mean they're not good. It just
oh
means
no,
they're
it doesn't
short.
mean they're not good. It just means they're short, which means they have too much shortening in them. That's just an old fashioned term, I guess.
It's sort of hard to make a biscuit sandwich out of one that's too short because it
Yeah,
breaks
it
apart.
is. But I just take my hand. Can you see for this lard,
I
baby?
can see fine.
Okay. All right. And I just work. Now my lard is soft because I've had it in the cabinet. Now that I've opened it, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. But so because it will go rancid, probably not in the wintertime, but in the summertime it would. But probably not in the
It
wintertime
doesn't go rancid very
because
fast.
we keep our house on 65 degrees. I mean, we don't. It's cool most of the time. But
My
I just take my hands,
my grandparents had them in those 5 gallon
5 gallon buckets.
tin
Mm-hmm.
can
Yep.
buckets
Yep.
and left it out in the kitchen pantry.
And yeah, yeah. So, but if what you can see, can you get in here, baby?
Hmm.
All right. I'm just going around, and with my hand, I'm bringing a little bit of flour in and working it in. You want to touch it, baby? Every time. Okay. And it's what it's going to do. It's going to make a dough. All right. You can already see it making a dough. Now, this takes a little practice, but it's so fun. I love to make biscuit. I just don't do it a lot of times because of the gluten
You're
and the
just
carbs, but
slowly
just
incorporating the
slowly.
flour. That's
Hmm.
what you're doing it that way
All right,
for.
now I take once I get it to this point, I just put flour on my hands, and I start. Now I turn my bowl as I work it around. I'm getting it to where I can roll out my biscuit and they won't be so sticky. Okay? You like touching it? And Kale's hands are clean. He just washed them a minute ago. Wait a minute, babe. Don't push any more down in here. Okay? Because I don't want too much flour in my. All right. Now, okay, it's getting just about right. I can tell. Now, we like flat. Roy likes flat biscuit, and I do too. All right, I'm going to put some flour on that, and I just roll it over like that. Now, I put a little bit of flour on my hands, and I'm going to my trash can. You don't have to follow me over there, baby. And I'm going to clean this off my hands. Time I'm cleaning. All right, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I put a little bit of flour on my hands, and I pinch off a little piece, and I roll it just like that.
Now, these hands have probably made 3 or 4 of these biscuits over your lifetime.
I'm sure 3 or 4,000. Because when my kids were growing up, now I do not press my biscuit together. I leave a little bit of space because then there's crust all the way around this biscuit. Now, if you don't want crust, if you want yours to be fluffy, then put them together so they can't spread out.
Or if you've got a lot of biscuits to make in a small pan,
right,
you have to just squeeze them in.
Your sleeves up. All right, now you got to do like Grandma and put some flour on your hands lightly. Okay.
But you know, there's nothing like.
Oh no, he needs
to.
Yeah, he can learn. All right, pinch you off a little piece, a little bit bigger than that, baby. All right. Now, you see what I just did? You see my finger indentions in that? Mama's always, she put it in and she would press it down with her fingers. Hers always have the little.
Over the bowl.
All right, see, very lightly, just roll it in your hand, just like that.
You can't work it like Play-Doh.
No, and you can't press it. You have to very lightly. See how my hand is cupped? And I'm very lightly.
Towel's behind you, huh?
Right here. Just use this one. Okay. We're going to try this again. All right. All right, dry them really, really well. Really, really well. And I've got my oven on 500 degrees. All right, come around here. All right, are they dried? Are they real dry?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Put your hands over here. I'm going to put flour on it for you. You didn't put enough. All right, give me that one. I'm putting a lot of flour on his. Because, all right, now. Yeah, dump that out. Now, I'm going to pinch it off for you, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, what you do is turn it under and very gently roll it. Very gently, just make a little ball. That's right. Very gently. There you go. Okay, let me look at it. All right, turn it over. All right, let's do this. All right, now then, very gently roll it.
By rolling it over.
Okay.
Hey, that looks good.
That looks good. You want to do another one? Okay. All right. Kale loves to do things. He loves to work. Don't turn it over. Just roll it round and round. Don't turn it over in your hand. Okay. And just gently roll it around with your top hand. That's right. You don't want to turn it over. Okay. All right. That's good. Turning all that under like that. Gently roll it. Yep. That's right. You're trying to get it smooth. You're not trying to get that underneath on top.
Yeah,
all right. Let me look. See? Look. See how good that is? Okay, Kale, you just made your first biscuits. Okay, we don't have any more room in there, so we're just going to put this to the side. All right, now y'all see this? Y'all see how these are pressed together? That's going to make fluffy biscuit. These around the side, it's going to make flat biscuits. So because these will rise up like this, these will kind of spread out. So, all right, now This is what Mama always did, and it's what I have always done. All right, give me your hand. All right, cup it like this. Grandma's going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to put, just one, yep. We're going to put a little bit of buttermilk. Now, take this hand and just pat a little bit of buttermilk on your biscuit. Just like
into
this.
those fingerprints.
Into those fingerprints.
Now, if any of you folks know how to make clabbered milk out of store-bought milk, my grandmama Abbott on my side
you can do it some more over here.
always made clabber biscuits. And you talking about a
You
smell.
talking about a good biscuit?
Oh,
now,
my.
Lard and clabber. A lot of people don't know what clabber is.
Buttermilk won't do it.
Clabber is something. It's in a little ball.
It's sour milk.
But they would take fresh milk from a dairy, and she would make her butter. She'd make her cream, and then she'd make clabber. I'm not sure the process how to do that, but some of you out there probably do.
So tell us. So send it in.
So send me in. I don't think I can do it with homogenized milk. I mean, I just don't think you can. So, all right, Kale, we're going to have some biscuit in just a little bit. 500 degrees until these get brown on top, brown on bottom, and we'll be back. All right, while our biscuit are in the oven, now this is what I call fresh pork side. Roy just said it was, if you go to your butcher at the grocery store, it's pork belly. But I call it fresh pork side. It has it's straight off the hog. Has no
curing, no
additives, no nothing.
No salt, nothing.
Nothing. So the way I fix mine is, now you can buy salt pork, which is different. It has been cured with salt, but this is fresh off the hog. This has nothing on it.
You can buy strickling.
You can buy strickling, yeah. But
and it's real salty,
Yeah. Okay. Now all I do is salt and pepper. Now it's long. It comes in long strips. I cut mine in half because it's just easier for me to cook it that way, and it goes in my pan really well. So I'm gonna turn it over.
But it do good with a biscuit.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Now, you can cook it just like this, or I'm going to flour mine, put just a bitty coat, just a little bit of coating of flour on it. And that keeps the edges from trying to curl up so bad.
It also changes the flavor.
Just a little bit, not much, because I don't put a whole bunch on it. You see, I don't have much flour in here at all. And I've got my grease on behind me. So I just kind of lightly coat it, just like that. That's all. Just very lightly. And I've got some grease. Now, if you're going to do it without the flour, do not put any grease in your pan. Just lay it in there just like you would regular bacon. But I've got about probably, I don't know, less than a 1/4 inch of flour. Of grease in my pan getting hot back here. Maybe 1/8 of an inch, just enough to so this flour won't stick to my pan.
Now this meat, by the way, like we didn't say that this part, it is the same part that they make bacon out of.
Yes.
It's just fresh and uncured.
This is what they make bacon out of right here. So when you go to the grocery store and buy bacon, it's this that's been cured. Yep. And they put all those additives in it and
good stuff.
But let me tell you something. There is nothing better than bacon. Now this is good, but bacon is bacon. Bacon is a whole category in itself. It is so good.
Now
bacon
this may sound funny to y'all, but the pork belly, the bacon part, is the most expensive part of a hog. When they kill hogs, they make more money off the belly side, which is like Rose calls it side. It's the belly and the side.
If you don't believe it, go buy you a pound of bacon.
You'll find out.
See, we eat this. Of course, now I do buy bacon, but we eat this. It's like $3.49 a pound, something like that.
Not if you buy the whole side, but now
I'm talking about buying it just like this.
Buying it like this, it's about the same price as bacon.
Yeah. So, and if you buy a pound of bacon, it can be up to $7 and $8.
Right.
According to the name brand you get.
This was actually $4.40 a pound.
Okay. So if you buy your cheap bacon, it's about the same price. But if you buy the expensive bacon, then this is half the price.
Yep.
Okay. All right. My grease is not quite hot enough.
But if I had bought the, let me finish. If I had bought the whole side, which was 15 pounds, I could have got it at $3.40.
Right. Yeah.
So $1 cheaper.
And we could slice our own.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to let my grease get hot, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to check on my biscuit. See you in a minute. All right, y'all.
You're throwing us a curve now, Grandma.
I had this much of my biscuit dough left.
That's a big biscuit, Grandma.
Now, this is what my mama always did. This is what she called a hoe cake biscuit. She would pat it out flat. She would make it just like she would a biscuit. She'd pat it out flat. And I've got a little skillet back here with a little bit of oil in it. Can you come around here, baby, so they can see? Just a little bit. I've got it on medium. And I'm going to let it sit in there. Now my grease is getting hot. And I'm going to let it cook until it gets brown on one side. I'm going to turn it over till it gets brown on the other side. And then we're going to have us some hoe cake biscuits. So that's just what my mama did with her leftover biscuit dough. And she would put it in, you can put it in the refrigerator, wrap it in saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and have it the next morning. And you can have this instead of biscuit. You don't have to make up your biscuit. But you can use it as dumplings. Just mix more flour in with it. There's lots of ways you can use this. So don't throw, if you have any leftovers, don't throw it away because you can always reuse it. Now I put a lid on that because I want it to cook all the way through. So we'll be back as soon as we get ready to turn.
Now this is what I'm talking about. I want you to look in that oven. You're talking about homemade biscuits. Woo, gracious.
Let me get them out.
Now this is the way people used to sustain themselves.
That's right. Look at that.
Cured meat, fresh meat.
Now,
you wouldn't.
This is honey butter. I just took butter, melted it, put a little honey over it. Now, I'm not going to put them over all of them.
That ain't fair. These people out there can't have any of that. And
y'all look at this.
You're killing us all, Rose.
All right. I'm just going to do.
I want you to look at that honey butter.
Look at that.
My. Kale, you want to see how your biscuit turned out?
Come here, baby. All right. Now, that's honey butter. Now, as soon as my bacon gets ready, we're going to show you how my daddy used to eat them. That one's yours, that one's yours, and that one's yours. Turned out good, didn't it?
Those are pretty.
Okay, we're going to be ready to eat just a little bit, Kale. All right. Now, this is my first batch right here.
Ooh.
And it's really crisp, real crisp. And I'm cooking my second batch.
But you don't want to dry it out, Chris.
No.
And it's really the fat between the lean that gives bacon that real valuable taste that people pay so much for.
Now, if you get a piece that wants to kind of hump up in the middle like that, just take a knife or some scissors and cut it, and it'll just
fall back down.
All right, we'll be back as soon as this gets ready. Okay, y'all. This is my hoe cake biscuit that I cooked in that little frying pan. This is our fresh pork side or pork belly. Now, don't touch this, baby. It's really hot. And this is our pan of biscuit. You want one that you made? You want to eat the one you made? Okay. All right, that is this one right here. Now, I've got honey butter on it. All right, let me take Granddaddy's off. You want honey butter on yours, honey, or you want just plain?
Honey butter.
Okay, Granddaddy's getting honey butter too. Now, this is the way we like our biscuit. You see all that crust? See that crusty around it? See, it's not your big, thick, fluffy biscuit, but this is the way we love our biscuit. So I'm going to cut it open. Then I'm going to let Granddaddy fix his the way he wants it. All right, Kale, I'm going to get you a little saucer.
This is hard to do. You take a biscuit, you take a piece of meat, you place the meat in the biscuit.
Just like that.
Just like that. Then you cover over. But now, if you want mustard in addition to the honey, then you just shake your mustard.
You want honey mustard or you want plain?
Squeeze you some mustard. Now,
you
this
want
may
honey.
not look good,
okay,
but it is.
Let's get yours out. Man,
it is.
It is so good. You want more honey butter, or you want mustard?
I'll try
mustard. Oh yeah.
Or you can make honey mustard and eat it
yes,
that way.
you can. But
can I bite?
Sure. All right. Now I'm gonna break yours apart like this, Kale, and I'm gonna put it in that biscuit just like that. Y'all. Let me tell you something. You see that? All right, Kale, take a bite and tell me. Tell me what you think.
You can take the skins off, by the way.
Is that good?
Is that good?
If you
want some more honey on it?
If you cook it long enough, this rind right here, like this, you can just it's real crunchy. You can just chew it up. So I'm not even in the video, y'all. Okay.
Let me tell you, if you don't know the story of hoe cake bread, when the farmers used to farm and they get so far away from the house that sometimes they wouldn't come home at lunch, they have a little fire in the wintertime, especially when it's chilly, and they take their hoe, put it in the ashes, and put some either cornmeal mixed with water or some flour hoe cake like that maybe they brought with them. And they just cook it in the coals on the hoe cake. And
that's how it got its name, hoe cake, because they actually cooked it on a hoe.
That's right. Now, y'all know biscuit is not something somebody on a low-carb, low diet can eat every day. But actually, on a low-carb diet, you can eat anything. It's the quantities and how many times a week and a month you eat it. So we can't eat this every day. But I'm going to show you what I do eat a lot of, and that's no-carb bread. And you can get it at Walmart. Looks just like this. Now, Rose likes to put it in a pan and butter it and turn it over and cook it a little bit. Or she'll put it in something like the meat grease over here and fry it just a little bit because it is a little bit raw.
Till it's crunchy.
This way.
I don't like raw dough, so I always cook mine. You want another one?
But I eat.
You don't want another one?
I eat this almost every day.
What do we say, Kale? Food feeds the family.
Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul.
That's right.
I'm going to eat another biscuit.
Y'all, you got to try this. If you've never had a biscuit made like this, make you one. See y'all next time. Love you.